People often ask how some of us are still standing at 80 or even 90 years old, still walking, still thinking clearly, still independent. They think it's genetics, they think it's luck, they think it's expensive medicine. They're wrong. I'm not sharing this because I'm a doctor. I'm not sharing this to sell anything. I'm sharing this because too many people are slowly losing their health and calling it normal. And because for decades we were trained to do the opposite. If you stay until the end of this video, you'll understand 3 things most people never realize. Why we never ate the way civilians eat. Why certain foods were never optional for us. And why many soldiers remained strong long after their bodies should have failed. This isn't theory, it's experience. In the Army, you don't eat to feel good. You eat to stay operational. Your body isn't decoration, it's equipment. And broken equipment puts lives at risk. That's why food was never detailed for us, it was survival. Very early, we learned something civilians often ignore. Hunger is not the enemy, being full is. A heavy stomach slows you down. It slows your reactions. It clouds your judgment. In the field, that kind of weakness can cost lives. So we ate just enough to function, never until we were full. That habit stayed with us long after the uniform was gone. Even today, I stop eating when I could still eat more. Not because I'm special, because I was trained that way. One of the things we never skipped was simple, basic food. Nothing fancy, nothing processed. Every single day there was some form of simple grain, rice, oats, whole grains, not because it tasted good, because it worked. Simple grains gave us stable energy, no sudden spikes, no crashes. Men who relied on fast sugar burned out quickly. Men who relied on simple food stayed steady. That difference mattered in operations, and it matters decades later. To this day, I eat a simple grain at least once a day, not for pleasure, for stability. Vegetables were just as important, not as a trend, as maintenance. We didn't talk about vitamins or antioxidants. We talked about recovery. Men who avoided vegetables paid for it later. Joint pain, inflammation, slow healing. Vegetables kept the system clean. They reduced problems before problems appeared. Nothing exotic, nothing imported. If it grew from the ground and didn't come in a package, we trusted it. Even now, vegetables are part of my day, not because I enjoy them, because I respect what they do. The third thing we never ignored was natural fat. People are often surprised by this. We were never afraid of fat. We were afraid of instability. Natural fats kept us balanced. They protected our joints. They kept our minds clear. A soldier who can't think clearly is dangerous. So we paid attention. Olive oil, nuts, fish fat. Processed oils were avoided whenever possible. Industrial food was unpredictable, and unpredictability is a risk. Sugar, on the other hand, was treated like a weakness. It gives you energy fast, then it abandons you. In the field, that crash can get someone hurt. So sweets were rare, very rare. Years later, the difference became obvious. Men who built their lives around sugar aged faster. Men who avoided it lasted longer. I'm not saying this to sound superior. I'm saying this because people are being lied to. They're told that getting sick with age is normal, that weakness is normal, that medication is inevitable. It's not. What's normal is the result of habits repeated for decades. We didn't have comfort. We had rules. And those rules protected us long after the missions ended. We didn't eat emotionally. We were under pressure all the time. Food was fuel, nothing else. That single mindset protected many of us from diseases people now accept as normal. We were also trained to function without constant food. In the field, meals were not guaranteed. Sometimes you ate once, sometimes you waited, and you learned quickly that the body doesn't collapse because you miss a meal. It collapses because it's used to excess. When food is always available, the body becomes lazy. When food is limited, the body becomes efficient. We didn't call it fasting, we called it normal conditions. That habit stayed with us. Even years later, we don't panic if we skip a meal. We don't snack every hour. We don't eat just because the clock says so. Giving the body time without food allowed recovery. It reduced inflammation. It kept systems sharp. Most people today are tired not because they do too much, but because their bodies never rest from digestion. Another thing people don't understand is routine. In civilian life, variety is praised. In the Army, routine is survival. Same wake-up times, same meals, same patterns. Routine reduces stress on the body, and stress ages you faster than time. Men who lived chaotically broke down earlier. Men who lived with structure lasted longer. We didn't chase pleasure. We chased reliability. Food was part of that structure. We ate the same simple things again and again, not because we had no choice, but because the body works better when it knows what's coming. You don't change ammunition every day in the field. You don't change fuel either. Another truth people don't like to hear is this: most diseases don't appear suddenly. They are built slowly, quietly, meal after meal. What destroys the body isn't one bad day, it's 10,000 careless ones. We saw it clearly over the years. The men who ignored discipline paid for it later: joint problems, heart issues, metabolic disease. The men who kept simple habits were still walking when others couldn't. Food was never emotional for us. We didn't eat to relax. We didn't eat to escape stress. We didn't eat to reward ourselves. We were under pressure constantly. If food had been emotional, we would have destroyed ourselves quickly. Food was fuel, only fuel. That single mindset protected us more than any supplement ever could. People today look for secrets, pills, powders, shortcuts. There is no shortcut. What kept us strong wasn't a superfood. It was respect. Respect for the body, respect for limits, respect for routine. We treated our bodies the same way we treated our equipment. We maintained it. We didn't overload it. We didn't abuse it. And that maintenance compounded over time. That's why some of us are still standing decades later. Not because we were stronger, but because we were consistent. If there is one truth I want people to understand, it's this: your body doesn't need perfection. It needs discipline. Small decisions repeated for years decide how you age. Not motivation, not trends, not comfort. Discipline. I'm not sharing this to impress anyone. I'm sharing it because too many people believe decline is inevitable. It's not. What's inevitable is the outcome of your habits. We didn't live long because we wanted to live long. We lived long because we lived correctly. This is not advice from a doctor. This is testimony from a soldier. This is a soldier's account.